Hi, welcome to Data US, a podcast where we'll talk about how you can grow your business with data and user experience. My name is Subruke, and this is
And my name is Julius.
together we're going to bring you some of the information you need as a business owner to grow your business, thinking about data and user experience. My part of it will be talking more about user experience, and Julius will talk about the data part of it. So, what is really user experience? Like, what does it mean to a normal business person? Because a lot of people think if you're talking about user experience, it's just about getting a good product, maybe designing a very user friendly website, and that's user experience. But if you think about it from a business perspective, that's not just that's a little bit of user experience. User experience starts from when you, like, for instance, let's say you're getting a new iPhone. Your user experience journey starts when you start thinking about the iPhone itself.
Yep.
From getting onto the website, checking out the specification you want, and going to the shop, getting the iPhone, the person you meet, how does the conversation go? Like, what did you chat about? Do you just go in and say, I want an iPhone, and the person just give you an iPhone?
Yeah.
So the user experience is about, okay, I want an iPhone. You meet a friendly person at wherever you're buying the iPhone from, and you say, okay, this is a good product. You have a little chat about what the iPhone could really do for you. That's the user experience.
Yep.
And when you go on purchasing, maybe if you're buying it from a store or if you're getting it from a website, then you're talking about the digital experience of the user. Was it easy for you to select what you wanted? Was it easy for you to find what you need to, like, balance stuff? I mean, that's the process of what are you experiencing? Are you getting, like, what you really want? So that's the experience. And if you're checking it out, if you go home with your box of the iPhone and you unbox it, how do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the experience you get, oh, this is a brand new iPhone, you open it and you feel somehow, the experience is, that's the user experience.
Yeah.
So it's like the journey from what the user feel from getting the product, unboxing the product, and using the product itself. So the digital experience of the user experience is when you start using the phone and you're experiencing it. Oh, I like an iPhone.
Yeah.
Or whatever product it may be. So that's the user experience.
Absolutely. I think if we bring it more home, is if you walk into a grocery store, or
Yeah.
let's just pick an example like Iceland or Tesco.
Mm-hmm.
Once a customer walks in and probably they want to buy fruits or they want to buy bread and milk, of course they know what they want.
Yeah.
It's now the process of finding it and where they go to find what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So if they find it so difficult, well, probably go to one aisle, get the milk, and they have to go to another aisle to get probably bread, and go to another aisle for them to get maybe butter or Nutella. So that experience of going from one place to another, if there isn't any directions or maybe any signposting to tell them that you can go from this aisle to the next one, I think they'll be struggling, or they'll be asking the guys working in the store, where can I find a particular product?
Yeah.
And it can go two ways. Maybe that customer might leave that store very satisfied, or slightly frustrated, say,
Yeah.
I think I probably won't come back again next time because it took me almost 10 minutes for me to find the product I was looking for. If we transform that to a digital space, if you land to your website or probably open, let's say you're looking for a phone, you go to Google, search for any phone provider, you land on the landing page and you're like, wow, there's quite a lot of information here. Am I being signposted to where I want to get a particular product? So that experience become a little bit more difficult. And I think we all know that almost about 60% of internet users who land on a page and they get frustrated, they're likely to drop off.
Yeah. They just leave and never come back.
And never come back again. So that's basically a user experience. And similar, more user experience is, again, it's this customer experience. At the end of the day, you'll be like, okay, I'd rather go to a site or a shop where I can be able to get the item or the product or the service I need with less time spent. Yeah.
So that's just, and you can think about how data will come in this perspective, because if at the end of the day, if you analyze your digital space or whatever you're doing, if it's a physical shop, you say, okay, this customer comes in and bought maybe bread, and was looking, if you check your back end, you see, okay, this person also bought maybe milk, and milk is at the far end of maybe a different what's it called again, cluster, where they range those stuff, and maybe at the end of the day you say, okay, if more people are buying bread and buying milk as well, then you have to move them close to each other. That brings us to what you talk about, what you did.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that reminds me of my master's dissertation I did about market basket analysis, using association rule mining to understand customer behavior. It's basically behavioral analytics, where if a customer buys milk and bread, they're likely to buy a particular product. So in terms of the layout within the store, you have to position those items close to each other, because there is a tendency or association of customers buying those items at the same time in the store. So again, data comes in, because the only way you can be able to understand that association or that customer behavior is by collecting the data in terms of which are the most frequently bought items together. So then that helps the store or the business to make a decision in terms of maybe store layout, or maybe in terms of what items are on demand within a particular season, because it's also, you might also get like seasonal demand in terms of products or services. So again, data helps you to be able to build an experience that also not only meets the business needs, because if you take, for instance, if you're building a website, the business requirements, or maybe there might be an objective from the business, like we want the layout or the structure of the website to be this way. But you see, that's just only one part of it. But
maybe
the customer
might tell you otherwise.
Exactly. So the customer's experience or the customer's needs might be slightly different from what you as a business. So there has to be that way to strike a balance between what the customers want and vis-a-vis what the business goals or requirements are.
And that brings me to what, like, some businesses will think user experience, well, I don't need it. Like, if you, let's say you have an handmade business, you're making like those stuff they need, or maybe your cake shop, and you think that what is user experience? I don't need user experience.
Exactly.
But you do, because when people want to patronize you, if they, let's say they're searching for a shop in Sunderland, like a cake shop in Sunderland, and you pop up and they're like, okay, they click on it and it takes them to like maybe your address, or maybe it takes them to your digital space, then they will be able to say, okay, definitely, can I buy this online? Or no, I want to go to the shop.
Exactly.
I want to see what I'm buying. Is a cake, let me just, have a chat. And maybe they come in and like, you didn't prepare for people to come into your shop from a digital space.
Absolutely.
And they arrive at your shop and they're like, okay, what's the experience they get when they step into that shop front? Is there someone to welcome them, or is there someone just behind the counter and just waiting for customers to just say, okay, I need a cake? Or is your business designed in a way that, okay, someone is at the door, so can someone just maybe meet them up and say, okay, welcome to our shop, what can we do for you? So that's part of the user experience. That's what we're talking about. You have to integrate both collecting data and how the customer behave. Maybe after that customer left, you could, like we always say, data is everywhere.
Exactly.
You could see, okay, when that customer A came in, it was like, okay, it was just staring. So what can we make out of that? How can we make the process a bit seamless, so they get what they want and just have a swift, experience, and the word of mouth will go out like, okay, this shop I went and the experience is wow.
Yeah.
They get that delightful experience. So that's what user experience is really all about. Then you can then bring it to your digital product.
Yeah.
Make it easy for people to find whatever they're looking for.
Absolutely. I think the stats normally tells us from the previous marketing surveys that have been done, almost 88% of customers who come to the store and experience a bad or have a bad experience never comes back.
Yeah. And it is not going to stop there.
Exactly.
They will tell their friends.
Yeah.
Tell their
So
family,
imagine
like,
if it was a referral, they probably would say, well, you'd rather not go there.
Yeah.
And again, more if you look into research as well, initially the used to be pricing used to be one of the main reasons why a customer will opt to buy a particular product or maybe go to a particular store. But nowadays, I think if you see the top emerging reason why people probably opt not to buy or buy from a particular store is actually the customer experience. Yeah. That's the main reason why someone will come over.
So there's a shift now
from the pricing to now the customer experience. Exactly.
Because the experience is not going to end there.
Yeah.
It will continue from your digital space to your physical shop front, and it will spread to referrals, telling friends and family that okay, this is if you go to Lush, for instance, wow, I love their product, but when you get there, maybe the experience is good, the experience is bad. It depends. So what small businesses needs to understand is that when it comes to your business, for your business to strive, you need both data and the user experience as well. Not just focusing on, okay, I'm doing a knitting business, I'll just open my shop and people will come in. No. You have to plan about the experience you want people to experience when they come to your shop front.
Yeah, I think most small businesses, especially the SMEs, tend to think that they actually don't need that kind of part of the business. They don't need to focus more in maybe improving the customer experience. They tend to focus more pricing as a competitive factor.
And maybe giving a good product.
Exactly, giving a good product. And impulsively, people might just come and buy, and they probably say, I've had a very good sale when I opened the shop. But now the question will be like, would there be consistency in terms of customers coming back? Or will it be like it was just a one-time sale and now I'm struggling to ensure that I retain those customers? Because customer retention is highly impacted by the experience a customer will get.
And you can only improve the experience with data.
Exactly. So you have to get that data for you to be able to justify, even if the business owners were making decisions in terms of which area they need to invest more in terms of business performance, they have to look at the data and say, I think we need to invest more in maybe retaining our customers or improving our customer experience, or maybe restructuring our online content for the customers to feel that they have that seamless journey when they come to buy their products.
Yeah, just like it reminds me of that conference you told me about, a specific company used one data to like study the trend of their business. Did you remember that one? Yeah,
I think it was Formula E, I think, where what they do basically in terms of looking through the audience. So basically, it's audience targeting, audience engagement. So if they realize that most audience are more interested in seeing a particular race or a particular competition on the race, of course, on the racetrack, there might be a competition between maybe position 17 to 18, or maybe someone in the middle, top 10. That's where the competition is. There probably won't be much focus on the one leading the race. There will be more focus on where actually there's that kind of more like exciting duel between two drivers who are trying to race each other. So the audience targeting also helps the business to position in terms of what are we supposed to show our viewers. And that basically is also helped by the data available. Yeah.
Because if that data is not there, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, exactly.
And some businesses, they have this data, but they don't know what to do with it. Some don't know, they might have data everywhere, but they don't know how to collect it. They don't know how to analyze. That also brings to some businesses who have like they have a website.
Yeah.
They have Google Analytics, but they don't know. When you see the analytics is so like mind blowing, you don't know where to start from.
Yep, absolutely. I think, yeah, that's another challenge. I think we'll probably have to do a whole podcast for that.
Yeah.
When it comes to basically looking at what data actually add value to the business, what metrics we can be able to use to track user behavior or user journeys, and where should we focus in more of a value metric rather than just using vanity metrics. Vanity metrics basically are those that only gives you an impression. Let's say if you are doing an advertisement or you're posting a particular product on your Instagram page, on your Facebook, and you have almost like almost 1,000 views in a second or in a minute, and you'll be like, oh, I think my product's doing really well. But actually, it doesn't tell you that, okay, fine, if actually people viewed or clicked on a particular product, they convert.
Yeah.
So there are those, they also, I mean, yes, they are vanity, they are metrics, yes, they can help you to make some judgment in terms of the volume coming in, but now they kind of stops there because they don't really expose more pain points at what happens, and that's basically part of the quantitative data. So you need more qualitative data for you to be able to understand why that happened and how that happened. So basically, you will come to talk about more of like what are the key measures that we need to take in, or put in place when it comes to selecting the key measurement frameworks.
Yeah. So the essence of this episode is just to make it clear that when it comes to growing your business, you need data and you need to also consider the user experience. These two things cannot be separated. You can't focus on one and let go of the other. You have to find a way to balance it. So on our next episode, we'll be talking more on specific things about how you can get data and user experience together to grow your business.
Absolutely.
So until next time, this is Data and US podcast from Obushi and Julius. So thanks for listening. So we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye now.